Hey everyone, this is Mr. Tom Tom, your favorite international space personality. Today we are going to read and talk space. Have you ever read something and didn't quite understand what it meant? Have other people read something and didn't quite understand what it meant? Well, we can use science to form a hypothesis to see if we can come up with an idea. That's what we're going to do today. In the book of Job, which is in the Bible, in chapter 38, there are a couple verses where most of us don't understand what it all means. But I think I have an idea. It's a mystery, and I think we can discover and solve it. Let's read it together. Can you bind the cluster of the Pleiades, or loose the belt of Orion? Can you bring out Mazzaroth in its season, or guide Arcturus with his sons? That is in Job chapter 38. It's one of the oldest books written in the Bible from a very long time ago. Well, many years later, we still understand most of it. We know what Pleiades is, we know what Orion is, we know what Arcturus is. However, we don't know what Mazzaroth means. It is a word where its meaning has been lost over the years. But let's use some science to see if we can figure it out. To start, we'll look at the others. Pleiades. Can you bind the cluster of Pleiades? Well, Pleiades is a group of stars that are together. And the interesting thing is that scientists have discovered that the Pleiades, these stars, are bound together by gravity. Very interesting, and interesting use of words in the Bible. Can you bind the cluster of the Pleiades? And of course, the Pleiades are a cluster of stars together. Let's look at the next one. Can you loose the belt of Orion? Orion is the hunter, and along the center there are some stars that form what we call the belt. And it says, can you loose the belt? Over time, the stars are moving separately. Stars in the belt are going to move away from each other, almost like the belt of Orion has been loosened. What about Arcturus? Can you guide Arcturus with his sons? Arcturus and the stars around it are moving together very quickly relative to other stars, almost like they are being guided together. Interesting choice of words to go with each of those star groupings. Can we use that information to help us figure out what Mazzaroth is? As I said, the meaning of Mazzaroth has been lost over time. There are a couple of ideas. One, that it might be a star or a group of stars, even a planet, or perhaps the whole zodiac. Keying in on, can you bring out Mazzaroth in its season? When I look at that, the zodiac kind of made the most sense because it's coming out in its season, and we use the zodiac, what we did in the olden days, to figure out when the seasons were coming. If it seemed like winter was going for a long time, for example, you could look up at the stars that were in the zodiac and say, the stars are moving in such a way, we know that spring will soon be here. Seems a good idea. When you look at those, the other three are kind of at the same level, where the whole zodiac is at another level, sort of like maybe the others are talking about villages, and the whole zodiac is like a whole group of nations. So they're not quite at the same level. It's possible, but may not be the best idea. Well, another word that's kind of similar to Mazzaroth is the Jewish word Mazzaroth. That might be a hint for us to check out. Mazzaroth means good luck. We might say in English, congratulations. So there might be a hint there, a clue about Mazzaroth in bringing it out in its season. So I had a hypothesis. That's what we do in science. We form a hypothesis, and then we look for clues. We look for data to see to back it up. My first idea was there are 4 pieces of information. Perhaps this would be 4 quadrants in the sky, talking about the whole heavens altogether. I looked at a star chart and looked where Orion was. It was on one corner of the star map. And I looked at Arcturus. It's actually on the way on the other side. So far, so good. And I looked at Pleiades. Pleiades was right next to Orion. That discounted my idea about the four corners right away. That did not work. Now, that's okay. In science, we form a hypothesis. We look at the data. If it supports it, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. We come up with another hypothesis. My second hypothesis was that Christians look at the Old Testament and see if there are prophecies of what's going to happen in the New Testament. So one idea was maybe Mazzaroth has something to do with the Messiah coming. I looked at the star chart, and you see a group of stars that kind of look like a cross. And if you look on the other side of the star chart, you see a lion. Those are both good symbols for the Messiah. We've got two sides, so that actually brings up the whole four corners idea. And of course, we know stars move across the sky, so we're just looking about the whole expanse of the sky here, not the four corners. But again, just like the zodiac, they're at different levels. Here we just got some stars and then a prophecy thrown in the middle. That doesn't quite work structurally. Put that to the side, just like we do with zodiac. Let's see if we can come up with another idea. I'm looking at the three that we do have, and I notice that Orion and Pleiades are right next to each other. That suggests to me that maybe the other two are the couplet and they are together. What can we find around Arcturus that might suggest Mazzaroth? I'm looking over there, and I notice that there is something coming up that is happening right there. There is a nova that is being predicted, where a star flares up every 80 years and it can be seen. So that is my hypothesis. Will that work? Is this nova going to be what is being suggested here? Let's think about this for a minute. Binding the cluster of Pleiades, loosening the belt of Orion, guiding Arcturus and the others, bringing out Mazzaroth in its season. Are we bringing out a nova in its time? That sounds really good. And we've got these couplings together, Pleiades and Orion, Arcturus and the nova, which is T Coronae Borealis. It happens every 80 years. And remember our clue about the ancient word Mazzaroth. Good luck, good news, congratulations. You got to see the nova. You know, this fits really well. Our hypothesis seems to be working with the clues, with the data. What do you think? Have we figured it out? Has this mystery now been solved? Put in your comments about what your ideas are, or whether you agree with my idea. We're using science here to figure it out, using data. I started off with some ideas. They didn't quite work. Often case, our first idea is not correct. Okay, we come up with a new idea. If you get to see the nova, which has not happened yet at the time of this recording, you can say Mazzaroth. You can say congratulations, or we can give the new meaning to our word Mazzaroth. You got to see the nova that has been brought out in its season. Well, STEM kids, thank you for listening. Thank you for participating. And until next time, STEM kids in space.